Good afternoon, everybody from Vienna Alsergrund, from the Institute for the Danube Region in Central Europe. My name is Sebastian Schäfer. I'm the Managing Director of IDM.
Good afternoon,
and it is my great pleasure to be able to welcome you again for a virtual ceremony of the Danubius Awards 2021. And we will start this award ceremony by a video message of the Austrian Minister of Education, Science and Research, University Professor Dr. Heinz Fassmann. Sorry for the technical difficulties. It will come in a minute.
Dear members of the Danube Rectors Conference, dear Chairman Busek, dear award winners, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the virtual 2021 Danubius Awards prize ceremony. The Danube region is an important area for cross-border collaborations. Such collaboration is not limited to areas like economy, transport, water quality, security, or culture and tourism. Cooperation in science, research, and innovation is equally important for the successful development of the region and an important bridge between different countries and scientific communities along the Danube River. Moreover, I hope that the new governance and political priorities of the European research era will help to strengthen the participation of countries in the Danube region in European networks. With the Danubius Award, the Danubius Mid-Career Award, and the Danubius Young Scientists Award, we bringing the Danube region, its talents and excellent researchers into the spotlight and are promoting networking and exchange between the scientists in the region. More than 100 scientists have been awarded with these prizes since they were introduced in 2011, thereby starting to form a powerful community that I hope will further grow in the coming years. I would like to especially congratulate Professor Glössl for being awarded the Danubius Award 2021 and Associate Professor Danubius for being selected as the winner of the Danubius Mid-Career Award. However, of course, I would like to congratulate the 13 young scientists from all across the region selected as this year's winners. 2020 and 2021 have been difficult in many ways for all of us, and especially for young researchers trying to start an international career in science and research. However, we can see that also thanks to science and research, the situation regarding COVID-19 is improving and physical mobility is picking up in intensity again. I do hope that you will be able to advance with your careers in a successful way and that the awarded prizes will help you to do so. We do need talents like you to further develop the Danube region research systems and contribute to the well-being of our societies. With that, I wish you all a nice award ceremony, and again, congratulations to all awardees of 2021.
Thank you very much, Minister Fassmann, also for the continued support of this endeavor that we are undertaking together. We are going to continue with an introduction and welcome by the Director General for Scientific Research and International Relations, Magistra Barbara Weidgruber. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. After having heard the welcoming message of Minister Fassmann, let me also welcome you now live virtually on behalf of the Austrian Ministry of Education, Science and Research to this virtual event honoring this year's Danubius Award winners, organized in excellent cooperation with the Institute of the Danube Region and Central Europe. Let me highlight a few recent developments at the EU level, which I deem relevant in the context of the development of the Danube region. We have set up the Danubius Award also with the aim of a better integration of the Danubius region's researchers in the European research area. At the end of November this year, the EU ministers in charge of research will adopt a package for a new European research area, especially for a new governance, including a so-called European Research Area Policy Agenda and a Research and Innovation Pact. The pact will focus on values and principles for research and innovation, on priority areas for joint action in the EU, prioritizing investments and reforms, as well as policy coordination and monitoring. What may be of importance for many of you here today is that a strong focus will be put on boosting research careers in Europe, facilitating brain circulation, and supporting the inclusiveness of countries that are currently less research and innovation intensive than others. Horizon Europe, new EU framework program for research and innovation with a budget increase of 30% compared to the last framework program, has started this year with a number of calls already. The program will be essential in contributing to a common solution for the most pressing societal challenges closely linked to the political priorities of the European Commission, such as the Green Deal, digitalization, and health. Furthermore, international mobility and career development will be at the heart of both the European research area and Horizon Europe. And therefore, I would like to invite all of you to really make use of the manifold opportunities, for example, provided by Marie Skłodowska-Curie program or the widening participation activities to further advance your careers. Coming back to the statement of Minister Fassmann, in which he stressed the importance of community building in the Danube region, I hope that the awards you received today will be an inspiration for your further work and your engagement with colleagues in the region and beyond. Let me end by thanking everyone involved in setting up this event and by extending my sincere congratulations to all of you on your achievements. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Director General. We are continuing, and I have to excuse our chairman, Dr. Erhard Busek. He would have really wanted to join us today, but it's unfortunately not possible, which means that I will say a few words on behalf of the IDM. I would like to thank, first and foremost, of course, the Ministry for the long-standing, decade-long cooperation that we have for this award. We are very happy that we can continue this endeavor. I would also like to thank the jury for the Danubius Award and the Danubius Mid-Career Award, who volunteered to spend their time in finding the right and worthy person to receive this award. But I would also like to thank the jury for the Danubius Young Scientist Award, who spent their time to look through the various amount of applications that we get. We are very glad that we are able to achieve such a broad selection. And this is also due to the fact, and this is the next thank you that I would like to extend to the IDM team, and especially Daniel Martinek, who puts a lot of effort into advertising this award and bringing together these excellent results. But now, without further ado, I would ask the first laudator for the Danubius Award, University Professor Dr. Martin Gerserbeck from the University of Natural Resources and Life Sciences, Vienna.
Yeah, many thanks to Sebastian Schäfer, dear Director General Barbara Weidgruber, dear Barbara, dear Professor Josef Glössl, dear Josef. It's a great pleasure for me to give the laudatio now for you as the winner of the Lifetime Danubius Award, so the Danubius Award in Life Sciences. Josef Glössl, full professor of applied genetics, cell biology at University of Natural Resources and Life Sciences, Vienna, was born in 1954 in Styria in Austria. He studied biology and biochemistry at the University of Graz and received his PhD degree in 1979. As postdoctoral researcher at the medical faculty of the University of Münster, Germany, he completed his habilitation in physiological chemistry. After moving to BOKU in Vienna in 1985, he habilitated in cell biology and was appointed as full professor and head of the Center of Applied Genetics in 1993, which he further developed to the Department of Applied Genetics and Cell Biology. His scientific research and teaching activities are in the fields of cell and molecular biology, genetics, with a specialization in glycobiology and biotechnology of animal and plant systems, where he published more than 100 peer-reviewed articles. He is an eminent expert in genetic modification of plants and thus a sought-after expert to discuss issues of genetically modified organisms. From 2010 to 18, Josef Glössl served as Vice Rector for Research and International Research Collaboration of BOKU. And among other responsibilities, he was member of the board and later chair of the Assembly of Delegates of the Austrian Science Fund. He represented Austria in the Life and Environmental Sciences Standing Committee of the European Science Foundation and served as president of the Austrian Association of Molecular Life Sciences and Biotechnology. Since 2016, he is member of the Scientific Advisory Board of the Bioeconomy Science Center in Jülich, and since 2015, member of the International Advisory Council of the Global Bioeconomy Summit, and since 2018, board member of the European Plant Science Organization, EPSO. Currently, he acts as vice chair of the University Council of the Medical University of Innsbruck in Austria, and as a member of the Council for Sciences and Research of the Austrian Federal State of Carinthia. During his period of Vice Rector of BOKU and beyond, Josef Glössl has been particularly engaged in ICA, the Austrian Association for European Life Science Universities, and CASI, the ICA Regional Network for Central and Southeastern Europe. Since 2017, he has been chair of the ICA Bioeconomy Committee and ICA board member. Within ICA CASI, the Danube Rectors Conference and the Visegrad University Association, he actively contributed to measures for implementing the EU strategy for the Danube region about many years. So Josef Glössl really had a lot of impact on the Danube region. So with respect to his contribution for implementation of the EU strategy, he showed a continuous activity in the Danube Rectors Conference in ICA CASI and ICA from 2010 onwards, in a lot of conferences and of DRC and CASI. He also successfully applied for funding from the European Science Foundation for the first CASI conference in Gödöllő in Hungary. He was member of the EOSDR working group of the Austrian federal government for implementing of the strategy. And of course, he contributed to the cooperation contract between BOKU and IBM. He also had a lot of contributions for stimulating development and implementation of bioeconomy strategies in the Central and Eastern European countries. So he participated in all the bioeconomy conferences in Lodz, and presented, of course, there the bioeconomy in the Danube region and also the bioeconomy education in this region. He actively participated at the Austrian Czech Science Day, at the Bratislava Bioeconomy Conference, conference on latest trends in bioeconomy in Nitra, in the Interact project on the framework conditions for innovations to promote bioeconomy in the Danube region, and he initiated the ICA Bioeconomy Committee in 2019. He also had a direct impact here in the region, mentioning, for instance, his participation in the Romanian research assessment exercise of all the Romanian universities in the topic of biology. This was in 2010 already, but also the participation in the evaluation of phase 1 and phase 2 as a panel chair for biological sciences of the research and professional activities of all the institutes of the Czech Academy of Sciences. Professor Klössl, of course, also received a lot of awards. I just want to mention in 2011, he was elected full member of the European Academy of Sciences and Arts. In 2014, he was awarded the Grand Decoration of Honor in Silver for services to the Republic of Austria. Josef Klössl is characterized by a high degree of commitment and seriousness with which he approaches projects and tasks. The bioeconomy is particularly close to his heart, and this is also reflected in his many activities in this direction. Above all, he has also recognized the potential that lies in the Danube region for bioeconomy and has very consistently promoted strategies to strengthen bioeconomy on academic ground and to advance the transfer to society. Josef Klössl's personality is characterized by reliability, accuracy in the implementation of projects, and helpfulness. Personally, I would like to thank him for the decades of friendship and collaboration. And of course, I congratulate him very warmly on the recognition of his life's work by the Danubius Award. All the best for the future. Thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you very much, Professor Geserbeck. And now, Professor Klössl, your turn to accept the award.
Dear Director General, Magister Barbara Weidgruber, liebe Barbara, dear Professor Martin Geserbeck, dear Martin, dear colleagues and award winners of the Mid-Career Award and of the Young Scientist Award. So first of all, I would like to congratulate the winners of the Mid-Career and Young Scientist Award. And I would like to thank Professor Martin Geserbeck for giving the laudation for me. So thanks a lot for your nice and very friendly words on me. So I think I don't deserve all of this. So I'm really happy to receive and also proud to receive this prize, this Danubius Award. It was really unexpected for me. So a big thanks to the jury and also a big thanks to the Federal Ministry for Education, Science and Research, and also all people working there and those people who were also engaged in the working group of the ministry for the implementation of the Danube region, where we had a lot of cooperation during my rectorate's time. I think I take this award with high pleasure, also representing the previous rectorate of BOKU, led by Rector Martin Geserbeck, and also with my colleague Barbara Hinterstreusser. I think all three of us contributed to this activity. So this was not only me, but this was really an excellent and very intensive cooperation within the rectorate of BOKU. So this prize is also dedicated to Martin Geserbeck and Barbara Hinterstreusser, who supported me very much in this activity. And it's also a pleasure for me also to thank all the colleagues at the partner universities in the Danube region, where we had excellent cooperations in many conferences, many events, and it was always a pleasure to cooperate with all of these partner universities with the rectorates over there. So I got really, or I could say we got really very nice and good friends from all over the Danube region, which are still continuing. Also, I would also mention Professor Miroslav Veskovic, who is here among the audience. And so thanks for the many cooperations we had also within the Danube Rectors Conference. And I well remember that we met in the first Danube Rectors Conference, which I visited which I attended in 2010 already. And and I would say in general that the Danube region is a really very important strategic partner of BOKU University. So of course, BOKU cooperates worldwide with many institutions, but the institutions in the Danube region are of particular importance for BOKU, and integrating the activities, as already mentioned by Magister Weidgruber before, the integration at all levels, so beginning from the rectorates level to the scientists and the student level, is really important. Also, we contributed in particular. Barbara Hinterstoess, as Vice Rector for teaching, contributed significantly to setting up an so-called Danube master study, integrating almost all Danube region countries. And last, it's really a pity that we cannot meet in person for this event. That would really have been really nice to meet in person at any other occasion. And last but not least, I would of course like to thank my wife and my family for their continuous support and for patience when I'm using quite a lot of time for my various activities. So thanks to my wife Margarete and to my whole family for this support. And again, thanks for Martin Gerserbeck for giving this salutation. So thanks for listening to me. Thank you.
Professor Glössl, congratulations once again. I also believe it's a well-deserved award, and we are very much looking forward to maybe find another occasion where we can meet in person and celebrate this occasion. Congratulations also to the Danubius Mid-Career Awards winner, who will be introduced by Professor Diplom Engineer Dr. Thomas Dillinger from the Technical University in Vienna.
Thank you. Dear Director General Barbara Weidgruber, dear Professor Gerserbeck, dear award winners, especially Diana Danubius. Diana is a PhD, an associate professor at the University of Belgrade, Faculty of Geography, Department of Spatial Planning. She was born in Belgrade in the year 1977. In 2002, she graduated in spatial planning at the same faculty, where she started working the same year as an assistant. In 2004, she was invited by Spectra, Center of Excellence of the EU at the Slovak University of Technology, by the way, founded by Maroš Finka, also a Danubius Award winner, in Bratislava as a visiting young academic. This 2 months research visit enabled her to prepare her master thesis in 2006 on the topic of national spatial development strategy with Slovakia and the Netherlands as a case study. In 2011, she completed her PhD thesis on possibilities of improving integration in spatial planning theory. Both these defended at the Faculty of Geography, University of Belgrade, were awarded for the best master thesis in 2007 and best PhD thesis in 2012 in spatial planning by the Institute of Architecture, Urban and Spatial Planning of Serbia. As a lecturer and researcher in the field of planning theory, land use planning, and geodesign, she is generally interested in finding, assembling, and testing frameworks which foster co-evaluation of disciplines, sectors, scales, and spaces, substantive and procedural models, as well as fundamental and contextual aspects in spatial planning research, education, and practice. With this regard, her work focuses on conceiving and engaging in context-sized structural collaboration among stakeholders, leading to improved knowledge and action for green and just places and spaces. She presents her work in international and national peer-reviewed journals, books, and conferences. Since 2015, Diana Danubius has been the national representative of Serbia in ESOP. ESOP is the Association of European Schools in Planning, with about 200 members all over Europe. And since 2017, a member of the ESOP Excellence in Education Board. In the same association from 2018 to 2020, she was a member of the ECOM, ESOP Knowledge Management and Sharing Platform team. In 2020, she was a member of the International Geodesign Cooperation Conference Committee, and currently she is the representative of Europe in the IGC transition team. Since 2020, she is a member of the AEL, Academy for Territorial Development in the Leibniz Association. International working group behind the processes find common ground for a decision on planning substantial foundation. Beside her scientific work, she is also working in planning practice. She was involved in drafting several municipal and regional development plans in Serbia. Actually, she is involved in drafting the spatial plan of the Republic of Serbia. All her work showed a great enthusiasm for the Danube region, in particular to the Balkan region, in a strong European context. I think we need this kind of attitude and integrated thinking, especially in these days where national thinking seems to be again on the rise. Diana, I hope this award is a confirmation for your efforts for a more integrated Danube region and gives you motivation for your future research and practice. All the best, Diana.
Thank you very much. And Diana Danubius, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, first of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude to my family members, friends, and colleagues from the University of Belgrade Faculty of Geography and other universities from Serbia and the region, to the Association of European Schools of Planning and International Geodesign Collaboration, who support and inspire my work, and to everyone from all the relevant institutions for recognizing that work as important for the Danube region. Thank you, Minister Fassmann, Director General Weitgruber, and Chairman Busek for your congratulation notes, and to Professor Dillinger for his kind words of commendation. I feel honored, a bit overwhelmed, and obliged to continue this chosen path. I would also like to congratulate fellow colleagues for being honored today. My own research is largely framed by my perceived strengths and weaknesses of the former socialist Yugoslavia, the country I was born in. Namely, it relates to the failure to socially organize its valuable ideology of brotherhood and unity, scientific socialism, its unique post-World War II ambition to integrate Eastern and Western development paradigm and socioeconomic and spatial planning in a widely participative and collaborative way. Together with unfavorable external factors, This caused the fracture of ex-Yugoslavia in the 1990s. Its ambition, failure, fracture, and perhaps even more so its aftermath are keeping me motivated to make integration of multiple facets more thoughtful, structured, and operational. In particular, I am interested in building and finding spatial planning modalities and capacities for integrating different disciplines, sectors, scales, and spaces in Serbia, Danube region, Europe, and beyond. My recent work has been focused on enabling knowledge sharing and co-creation, platforms in planning, and also I am exploring the use of geodesign as a framework for enhancing planners' mobility across research, education, and the practice, and for enhancing collaboration of planners with other actors across academia and governance towards more green and just places and spaces. And if any of you see possible intersections with these efforts, please feel free to contact me. I do hope we will meet in person one day, and till then, stay safe, smart, and active. Thank you all again for making this day possible. Kind regards from Serbia.
Thank you very much. Associate Professor Dr. Tijana Davovic, congratulations again to receiving this award. Very well deserved. And I think in this award category, you have a very good company and a very good outlook for the future. We hope you will remember us in the future. But now we will continue with the Danubius Young Scientist Awards. And in order to set the stage here, I invite the president of the Danube Rectors Conference and the rector of the University of Maribor, Professor Zdravko Kacic, to give us a few introductory words. Zdravko.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, dear recipients of awards, dear representative of the Ministry, Mr. Busek, dear PRC Secretary, dear Sebastian. Young Scientist Award is definitely one of the activities that is carried out by Danube Rectors Conference for years now, and in this time it gained recognition of being a prestigious award to be awarded by young scientists who in the Danube region make outstanding results and with this contribute to the development of the region in the best possible way. Of course, we are aware of limitations that our university, our Danube Rector Conference has, the influence that we have in our region, but on the other hand, we are also aware of the potentials that we have, the possibilities that we can offer, and therefore I think that the awareness of the regions as such through the Young Scientist Award is very much in favor of increasing our abilities to more actively contribute to the development of the region, especially if we follow the possibilities that are offered to us by different activities, connecting the universities, connecting the region and such, and try to get out of such connections and cooperations the best that we can. I am very glad that this award is being developed also now when we cannot meet in person and when we have difficulties in maybe giving this recognition, the standard, I would say, form by congratulating you all in person. However, I think it is important that we keep on this track, and I'm convinced that next year we will have a possibility to meet in person, to congratulate you in real on the place of the conference. And I would like to express my appreciations to the work that you did, and congratulate again to all the award recipients, and wish you all the best, and of course stay healthy in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Zdravko. We can, I believe, all feel and echo what you said, that we hopefully will be able to meet in person next year again, although it feels like we have been saying that a lot in recent times. Nevertheless, another important actor in this endeavor that we are undertaking is the Joint Research Council, the JRC, represented by the DRC Honorary President, Professor Miroslav Veskovic.
Your Excellencies, Director General Weidgruber, Rector Kacic, Chairman Busek, and Mr. Schäfer, Danubius Awardees, Mr. Buchbauer, Ms. Hartl, distinguished colleagues, dear friends, it is my great pleasure to greet you on behalf of the European Commission Science Service, DG Joint Research Center. Of course, our celebrities today are the Danubius Awardees, and I wish to congratulate to all of them for their extraordinary scientific achievements and output in relation to the Danube region. We recognize your excellence in research and also your ability to communicate the ideas to a wider audience. The quality of your research and topics you are tackling are some of the guarantees of the European future of the Danube macro region within. The great challenges of our time in environment, science, society, and economy cannot be understood and tackled by any one academic field alone. For science to play a decisive role in addressing these problems in their full complexity, one must focus efforts toward integrated, interdisciplinary, and transdisciplinary approaches that look between and beyond borders and sectors. Joint Research Center, with its task to provide scientific evidences for policy making, can be described as a boundary sitting at the intersection of the scientific and policy sphere. Joint Research Center is striving for excellence, and around 81% of the JRC's highly cited publications are the result of international cooperation. Co-creation and co-production are key steps in transformed science policy collaboration. It is a philosophy of iterative dialogue and multifaceted process of translation from policy questions to research questions and from research answers to policy answers. While the future is full of opportunities arising from the extraordinary advances in recent decades, it is also highly uncertain and characterized by growing systemic risks. The scale of opportunities and risk require more attention and more far-sighted attitude. To support that, JRC has established Competence Center on Foresight. It is focusing on a long-term trends and identify areas in which policy, research, and technological development are most likely to drive societal, economic, and environmental progress. The Strategic Foresight Report put forward resilience as the new compass for the EU policies. Resilience is defined as the ability not only to withstand and cope with challenges, but also to undergo transitions in a sustainable, fair, and democratic manner. The JRC has been supporting the Danube region with a set of instruments and competencies, thus helping to develop innovative, socially, economically, and environmentally responsible region, which is well integrated into the European framework. The Raison d'être and main added value of the macro region is in cooperation, going across sector and bringing together different actors. A strong human capital is also needed to be able to think and act across disciplines, moving from isolation to integration and co-creation. Excellent science and technology are indispensable for pushing the boundaries of our knowledge and for the development of new ideas and solutions urgently needed for recovery and resilience. With the potential of green transition at Europe's doorstep, it is important to recall that a key element will be to capitalize on digital's essential role as part of the transformation. Achieving the green and digital transformation will also mean significant lifestyle changes. The way we live, work, travel, and consume will need to be fundamentally changed due to the impact of both climate and technology. In the same time, the new European Bauhaus initiative connects the European Green Deal to our living spaces. It calls on all Europeans to imagine and build together a sustainable and inclusive future that is beautiful for our eyes, minds, and soul. The ultimate focus is beyond buildings. The project should bring benefit to the whole of society. President von der Leyen said during her State of the European Union address, "If the European Green Deal has a soul, then it is the new European Bauhaus." Transcending traditional discipline boundaries, Science and Art, C-Art project of the Joint Research Center is ready to not only redesign buildings and urban spaces, but also to imagine and design possible futures and processes needed to get us there. Therefore, I invite you to discover how the Bauhaus initiative is being developed with the JRC, building bridges between science and technology, art, culture, and social inclusion. The Danube macro region is moving forward, but the success of the region is not solely a result of its infrastructure, but also of the skills and dedication of its young scientists. Therefore, the crucial role of universities must be recognized and supported, and the universities should take that responsibility as well. We are all part of the European research and higher education system, and as Commissioner Maria Gabriel, responsible for research, innovation, education, and youth, said recently in her speech, only together we can achieve more. The Danube Strategy, the Danube Rectors Conference, Institute for the Danube and Central Europe region, the Danubius Awards are a connecting element between East and West, North and South, big and small, member states and accession countries. Europe must breathe with both lungs, otherwise our continent will struggle for air. Youth involvement in the Danube strategy, but also in the policy-making process, is at the top of the agenda of many organizations. The European Union is an active advocate for young voices and has developed various tools and ideas in the framework of EU youth strategy, and EU macro-regional strategies are following this path. Again, we are highly encouraged that in your development as a researcher, you will contribute to finding solutions. We see that young people more and more understand great challenges of our time and insist that solutions to these problems be found and to be part of the solutions. You are at the beginning of your scientific career, but always keep fresh your inquisitive minds, challenge the status quo. This is a good basis for your future excellent research. The research that focuses on the excellence, stretches horizons, and broadens the possibility to benefit society as well. We want to inspire you, but we also want to be inspired by your innovative minds. So it is my pleasure to invite the Danubius Young Scientist Awards to visit the Joint Research Center, to learn more about the scientific support to the Danube strategy, to visit some of the Joint Research Center laboratories and shadow a JRC scientist for a full day as soon as possible. To conclude, let me offer a quote by Desiderius Erasmus, after whom the Erasmus program is named. There are some people who live in a dream world, and there are some who face reality, and then there are those who turn one into the other. I'm sure you belong to the group of people who have dreams, but also enjoy turning them into reality. And we would like to be with you and help you so that the best years of research, your research, are still to come. Together with my colleagues, I'm looking forward to hosting you at our ISPRA research site in Italy. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Miroslav, for your continued support of the Danube, not only within your capacity of the Danube Rectors Conference, but especially in your capacity of the JRC, and for always extending the invitation to visit ISPRA, where we again hope that it will be happening very, very soon. But now let's have a look at the winners, and we are going to start with Claudia Gusenbauer from Austria. Herzlich willkommen.
Hello, good afternoon to all participants and all listeners, the award winners, dear organization team. First of all, I want to thank you for the organization of this event and thank you for supporting our research with this prize. Yes, my name is Claudia Gusenbauer. I'm working at the Institute of Wood Technology and Renewable Materials at the University of Natural Resources and Life Sciences in Vienna. I defended my PhD in January this year, and I'm now working as a postdoctoral researcher at the Institute of Wood Technology under the supervision of Professor Johannes Konrad. My research focus is in high resolution microscopy of renewable materials, and I'm happy to explain which impact this has on the Danube region. So the material wood is renewable and it is available in high amounts in the Danube region, and it is usually applied in a furniture or construction industry because it has good mechanical properties. But we want to explore the property of wood being able to transport water or other liquids. So therefore, the goal of my project, together with our project partners at ETH Zurich, was to use the porous wood matrix to design functional materials such as water filters based on wood. This means we want to increase the function of wood, and for this we need proper and adjusted characterization methods. And this was the aim of my PhD project. I applied high resolution methods. In detail, the name was atomic force microscopy, and we applied this method to fundamentally analyze the wood nano and microstructure to support this chemical modification. So I applied this method so that you can fully understand how this material can be perfectly functionalized. And to support this task, I also spent 3 months at Lehigh University in Pennsylvania in the US, where we also applied high resolution methods with their advanced microscopy tools. And the results of my PhD showed that the chemical surface behavior of the smallest wood structures can be visualized, and we could support the understanding of the natural and modified wood structures. And we hope that this method helped to create novel materials based on wood substrates. Yes, so with this, I would like to thank you again for your attention. I want to thank my supervisor, Johannes, for his support. And again, thank you for supporting us with this prize. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. And we come to our next awardee, and and please excuse me if I mispronounce any last names, first names, or words of congratulations. We continue with Bosnia and Herzegovina, Mirna Rajic. Dobrodošli.
Hvala lijepo. Good afternoon. I hope that you can hear me. Yes. Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Mirna Rajic, and I work as assistant professor at the University of Mostar, Faculty of Civil Engineering. At first, I would like to thank for this award. I'm really glad and honored that the jury has recognized my work and effort considering my research. Thank you very much. The theme of my thesis is research of groundwater flow in media with variable conductivity. This thesis presents the application of hydraulic conductivity and geoelectrical resistivity measurements in situ with the purpose of geological heterogeneity aquifer characterization. The experimental part of the research was implemented on the left coastal underground area of the hydroelectric power plant Mostar in Bosnia and Herzegovina, where a new borehole was drilled to be used for needed parameter measurements. Experimental research results were used for forming a numerical spatial groundwater model of flow and mass. It is justified that this conductivity research method can be applied on this area and on similar areas as well. The research methodology presented in this thesis can be applied within groundwater flow monitoring and risk analysis, considering pollution transport. My work could roughly be divided into 5 sections. The first, research on similar groundwater investigations in the world. The second, research on available data about analyzed area. The third, forming methodology for experimental work and measurements in situ. The fourth, forming of three-dimensional numerical model. And the fifth, analysis of the results, both experimental and numerical. This research has left open space for future investigation, considering groundwater flow and pollution. And I really hope that there will be continuance of this research in the future in order to get more knowledge about processes in the underground. At last, I would like to thank my family for love and understanding during my work on the research. And I would like to thank my colleagues from faculties of civil engineering from both University of Mostar and University of Split as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Čestitamo and congratulations. We continue with Svilena Mihailova.
Good afternoon to all. Good afternoon to all. It's a great honor and pleasure for me to take part in this ceremony. First of all, I would like to express my gratitude to the jury for selecting me as one of the Danubius Young Scientist awardees, and of course also to the supporters and organizers of this initiative. I also would like to thank my team for nominating me for this award. Currently, I work as a chief assistant professor at the Department of Economics at the University of Economics Varna, where I received my PhD degree. My research interests are in the field of international economics. In particular, I'm interested in the role of multinational enterprises and foreign direct investments, with a focus on Central and Eastern Europe. So my work is very related to the countries from the Danube region. Given the important role of foreign direct investments for the transformations and economic development of Central and Eastern European economies, one part of my work explores the determinants of foreign direct investments in these countries and outlines important areas in which public policies can be used in order to shape and improve these economies' attractiveness for foreign investments. These are areas such as institutional framework, infrastructure, education. Another part of my work, which is also related to the topic of my PhD dissertation, focuses on the impact of foreign direct investments on income inequality in Central and Eastern Europe. The distributional effect of foreign direct investments has been a very topical issue in recent years in both economic research and also in the political discourse, as rising income disparities have become a very challenging problem for many countries, including also some of those which belong to the Danube region. Therefore, I plan to continue my work on the social and economic effects of globalization in the context of the countries from this region as well. And I think that receiving this award will be a source of great inspiration and motivation for me in my future research. So thank you once again for the award, and also congratulations to all of the other award winners. Thank you for your attention.
Pozdravlenia, congratulations, Svilena. And we continue with Tihomir Kovač. Dobrodošli.
Hvala. Nadam se da se I hope that you can hear me now. Thank you for introduction. At the beginning, I would like to say that I'm very honored to be one of the winners of the Danubius Young Scientist Award for 2021. The main areas of my research are related to mycotoxigenic fungi, mycotoxins, and food and feed safety. This includes the aflatoxins, new antifungal and anti-aflatoxigenic compounds, impact of climate change in aspergilli, and the interaction with foulery nanoparticles that are a result of scientifically proved trend of increased production, release, and disposal in environment of various commercial commodities that contains carbon nanoparticles. Except our publications on this topic, foulery and aspergilli interaction, there is no other results in scientific literature. Based on that, all our efforts are related to discovering of mechanism of interaction of foulerins with mycotoxigenic fungi. All this is happening at the time when European Food Safety Authority has predicted that Europe will have even more increased occurrence of aflatoxins in the cereals as a consequence of global climate change. So the story is even more complicated from the food and feed safety point of view. At the end, I just want to say that I'm working as assistant professor at Josip Juraj Strossmayer University of Osijek at Faculty of Food Technology, Osijek. Also, I want to thank to my university and to my faculty for nomination. I want to say thanks to my colleagues from Croatia, Serbia, and Nigeria. And also, I want to especially say that I want to say thanks for great support from Dr. Michael Suljok and Professor Rudolf Trska from Institute for Bioanalytics and Agrometabolomics from Department of Agrobiotechnology, IFA TUM from Austria. Thank you.
Čestitamo, Tihomir. Congratulations.
Hvala.
And we continue with Petra Šedova. Witajcie. You are still muted.
Sorry.
Yes.
Perfect. So, hello, dear colleagues and friends. My name is Petra Šedova, and I would like to thank the jury for this award. I feel honored that the jury awarded our research. And I also send my warmest congratulations to all the winners of this Danubius Award. I'm postdoctoral fellow in the International Clinical Research Center at St. Anne's University Hospital in Brno and research collaborator at Mayo in USA, and also physician at the Department of Internal Medicine, Hematology and Oncology in University Hospital Brno. I work as a member of a stroke team, and in our research we are dealing with stroke. Stroke is the second leading cause of death, the second most common killer, and has a huge social and economic impact. So we are dedicated to fight this disease and lower the burden of stroke, especially in the Danube region. So what we have done for it, the scope of our teamwork reaches from a platform for new drug development to an international registry of stroke care quality. A big part of our research is understanding the burden of stroke, and I am leading the epidemiology group, which provides important information on how many strokes we have, what are the risk factors, the mortality trends, and based on this information, you can, for example, optimize the organization of stroke care. So the next step, what we are currently working on, is to understand and assess what is the quality of stroke care. And the disparities in healthcare are a huge issue, especially in Central and Eastern Europe. And it's known that access to healthcare is different, and we are targeting this problem. Just to give you one example, one of the best treatments in stroke is mechanical thrombectomy, which extracts the blood clot from vessels in brain in patients with stroke, which can cure the patient. And there are data showing disparities in access to this treatment, as well as disparities in the quality of care. And we are trying to understand how this treatment, mechanical thrombectomy, is provided in the Czech Republic. members of our stroke team have as well developed a huge registry, not only for the Czech Republic and not only for Danube region, but a global registry. And this registry helps to measure the quality, identify the gaps, and motivate the healthcare providers to remove it. For example, in Czech Republic, so we have achieved the decreasing of the initiation of the treatment thrombolysis, another treatment for stroke, from 60 minutes to 22 minutes. And in brain, there is a phrase like time is brain, which means like every minute counts, and by every minute you can improve the quality of life of the patients. So I would like to thank my husband and my family for their support, my mentors, Professor Mikulik and Professor Brown, and thank you all for your attention and for this award. Thank you once more.
Gratulujemy and congratulations. We are continuing with Mihai Razvan Korman from Germany. Herzlich willkommen, Mihai.
Ja, vielen Dank. Good evening or good afternoon, rather, everybody. First of all, thank you very much. Like my colleagues, I feel very honored and I'm very humbled by the award. I'm currently working as an international advisor to the GIZ in Moldova.
Mihai,
and I was actually very
interrupting, but we can't see you.
Oh.
Yes.
Now should be better.
Yeah.
So again, good afternoon. I am currently working as an international advisor to the GIZ in Moldova, and I was actually very pleased to see that Sebastian Schäfer has a map of Moldova in the background, which suggests that Moldova has a special place in the heart and mind of the Danube region. My field of research and my research specialization focuses on the EU internal and external anti-corruption efforts towards the EU member states and also towards neighboring non-EU countries in the areas of public procurement, the policy against fraud for the protection of the union's financial interests, and also in the area of political party funding. The main finding of my thesis, of my PhD thesis, is that the EU is only as strong externally, meaning beyond its borders, as it is strong internally, meaning vis-a-vis EU member countries. Because how can the EU efficiently, effectively, coherently, and also credibly promote anti-corruption, which is one of the main problems, both outside the EU's borders as well as inside the EU's borders, if it is not able to do so at home in the member states. And I believe that my work can contribute to rethinking EU anti-corruption efforts in member states and neighboring non-EU countries alike, and also offer new policy relevant findings for the academic debate and practitioners. And more concretely, my research accentuates the fortis, the strengths, and also the limitations of the EU as an international actor aiming to prevent and fight corruption. So thank you very much again for this honor. And I would also like to thank my family. I'd like to thank my future wife. And of course, last but not least, I would like to thank all my supervisors and all my mentors that have guided me until now. And I was very lucky to profit from their wisdom and from their guidance. So thank you once again very much. And also a heartfelt congratulations to all my fellow awardees.
Herzlichen Glückwunsch, Mihai. Congratulations. We are continuing with Veronika Szegi-Geyer from Hungary. Sia.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm really honored to be here, and I thank you for being selected by the jury. I am Veronika Szegi-Geyer. I am a research fellow of the Institute of Social Sciences from the Slovak Academy of Science, but I was born in Budapest and I'm from Hungary. So in this moment, I have a special honor to represent my country, Hungary, and my working place, Slovakia, at the same time. I'm a historian, and my main field of research is Central European nationalism and minority studies. and I'm specialized in Slovak-Hungarian relationships, and I'm specialized in the history of Jewish minority in interwar Czechoslovakia, and in history of the Hungarian minority in the 20th century. In my researches, I investigate the national identity construction through the example of minority elites in the context of the border changes of the first half of the 20th century. I am a member of two international research projects that examines the post-1918 imperial transition of the region. And I argue that the changing borders had a great impact on the nationality declarations of the inhabitants of this region. I believe that the issue of border changes and the minority issue has a relevance in all countries of the Danube regions. The minority question influences the relationship between these countries until today. And if I would like to reflect to the words of Professor Westkowitz, if I would like to connect reality with dreams, then I would say that I believe that if we better understand the beginnings of the problematics of minorities in this region, maybe today we can better understand the conflicts that disintegrate this region. I would like to finally thank Lubica Lacinova for the nomination for this prize. I would like to thank my husband, my family, and my colleagues from Hungary and my colleagues from Slovakia. Thank you very much, and I congratulate all of you. Thank you for being here.
Gratulálunk, congratulations, and we continue with Martin Chalasan. Dobrodošli.
Hvala, Sebastian. Thank you, Sebastian. My name is Martin Chalasan. I am very happy and proud to be here. This award is a great inspiration and encouragement for me for future work. I am assistant professor at the Faculty of Electrical Engineering, University of Montenegro. First, I would like to say that I published more than 35 papers in journals from SCI list and more than 150 papers in other international journals and conferences. I have participated in the realization of a few national, bilateral, and international scientific projects. I'm a member of several international and national organizations such as SIGRE and IEEE. Currently, I am Vice President of the Montenegrin Committee of SIGRE, as well as Secretary and Representative for Montenegro in IEEE Chapter Power and Energy Serbia and Montenegro. Also, I serve as a reviewer in several international scientific journals, including the best journals in the field of electrical engineering, edition IEEE and Elsevier. My research interests include electric machines, fact devices, energy storage devices, and renewable power generation. However, I am focused on several directions. First, I am working with my PhD student on modeling a synchronous machine using neural networks. To this end, we are conducting experimental measurement at large hydropower plants in Montenegro and Serbia. Secondly, I am actively involved in modeling solar cells, proposing new models of solar cells and mathematical approaches. Third, I am working with colleagues from the region on the problems of optimal location of reactive power compensation devices in power systems. In this regard, the goal is to estimate the optimal allocation of one of the systems in order to achieve better voltage quality, reduce losses, and so on. The importance of my research for the Danube region can be observed from a few aspects. First, I published a few papers in journals from SCI list, as well as conference papers with colleagues from Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Second, I am working on a few projects with colleagues from the Danube region. There is the most important Horizon 2020 project called Crossbow, where partners are from Croatia, Austria, Serbia, Romania, and other countries from the Danube region. Also, I am a project leader of bilateral project induction machine parameters estimation with Slovenia, Faculty of Electrical Engineering, University of Ljubljana. In the education field, I am working on 2 books in the field of electrical machines and reactive energy compensation with professor from Serbia and Bosnia and Herzegovina. Finally, I am a member of technical committee of Conference Energetics, organizing the Union of the Engineers Serbia. Therefore, my research and activities coverage the Danube region in different aspects. In the end, I would like to thank my colleagues, my family, especially my wife, Sanja, for support. One more time, thank you and greetings from Montenegro to everybody.
Čestitam, congratulations. And before we come to Romania, as Mihai spotted correctly behind me, is a flag of, is a map of Moldova. But unfortunately, it's definitely part of the Danube region. But unfortunately, this year, we don't have an awardee for the Danubius Young Scientist Award. So we go to the neighboring country, Romania, to Andreea Maria Campu. Bine ați venit.
Bine v-am găsit. Good afternoon to everybody. Grüß Gott. It is a huge honor for me to receive such an important and prestigious award. I am very grateful to the jury for the recognition and appreciation I have thus received for my work at such an early stage in my scientific career. I am currently a postdoctoral fellow working as a research assistant at the Nanobiophotomics and Laser Microscopy Center at the Interdisciplinary Research Institute in Bio-Nanosciences at the Babeș-Bolyai University in Cluj-Napoca, Romania. My field of expertise is in the development of plasmonic biosensing devices and theragnostic agents. And even though I primarily focused on biomedical applications, the versatility of the developed innovative sensing devices allows their translation to a wide variety of applications and could answer to one of the major issues the world, including the Danube region, is confronting now, specifically the global pollution. Due to advantages such as those presented here, like facile fabrication, ease of use, low cost, miniaturization, flexibility, and so on, the developed sensing devices can be easily adapted for environmental monitoring and pollutant detection applications, for example. Finally, I sincerely thank each one of you, like family, friends, colleagues, mentors, collaborators, and so on, for helping me reach a stage where I can proudly hold up this award as a mark of my achievements. And thank you very much for the attention and kind congratulations to all of the award winners. Thank you.
Felicitări, thank you very much, congratulations. And we continue with Ana Salevic, dobrodošli, from Serbia.
Hvala puno, thank you very much. Good afternoon to everybody. I'm deeply grateful to the jury, to the IDM and Federal Ministry for having me selected. It's a great honor to be part of the Danubius Young Scientist Award community. I am working as a research assistant at the Department of Food Technology and Biochemistry at the Faculty of Agriculture, University of Belgrade. My research interest focuses on encapsulation systems based on biodegradable polymers and bioactive compounds for food applications. I completed my PhD in April 2021. The main research aim of my dissertation was development of active biodegradable materials for food packaging applications with the function to prevent food deterioration caused by oxidation processes and microbial growth being eco-friendly. Specifically, The goals were to investigate the potential of the utilization of natural active compounds to impart antioxidant and antibacterial functionality to the materials as an alternative to synthetic preservatives, as well to the utilization of biodegradable polymers of different origins, including food industry byproducts as an alternative to commonly used polymeric materials. To this end, various structures of materials based on the polymeric matrices incorporating herbal extracts were developed. The resulting materials were subjected to analysis of the physical, chemical, functional, and biodegradation properties as a function of the extract incorporation and its content, nature, and structure of the polymeric matrix. In general, the concept of active biodegradable packaging materials could be significant in endeavors to diminish pressure on the environment by reducing food waste and accumulated plastic packaging. The relevance of this concept goes towards global sustainable development goals, aiming to support transition to more economical, ecological, and circular approaches. The performed research is a result of collaboration with educational and research institutions from Serbia and abroad. I am very thankful to my professors and colleagues for their help and support. Special thanks to my family. Thank the University of Belgrade for nominating me for this award, and thank you very much for this award and your attention.
Congratulations, Čestitamo.
Hvala.
And we continue with Knights Bezak from Slovenia, who unfortunately can't join us live. Received a video from him that I will play for you now.
Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Knights Bezak. I'm currently working as an assistant professor at the Faculty of Civil and Geodetic Engineering at the University of Ljubljana, Slovenia. I'm also affiliated with the UNESCO Chair on Water-related Disaster Risk Reduction. So first of all, I would like to thank the award committee for selecting me as an award winner and recognizing my scientific work as being important for the Danube region. I would also like to thank the University of Ljubljana for nominating me for this prestigious award. Thus, I'm really honored to be selected as one of the Danubius Young Scientist Award winners, so thank you. I would also like to add a short overview of my research work. So my main research field is hydrology, where I deal with different topics such as investigations, modeling, field measurements of precipitation characteristics such as rainfall interception, flood generation mechanisms, and so on. For example, in the last years, I have actively contributed to improved understanding of the rainfall runoff processes within the Danube River catchment, where I have cooperated in the scope of the DARE project that was funded by the Interreg Danube program. Additionally, I'm working in the field of erosion and sedimentation processes, and these are also very important for the Danube River and its tributaries. So the topic of sediment is related to many different fields such as ecology, engineering, and so on. So to sum up, this award will give me new momentum for my scientific work, so thank you once again.
Čestitke Knights, and we continue with Erika Majslikova from Slovakia. Vitajte.
Ďakujem. So thank you very much for the prize. My name is Erika Majslikova, and currently I'm working as associate professor at the University of Economics in Bratislava at the Department of Economic Policy. And my research is focused mainly on macroeconomics, structural analysis, industrial policy, automation, and input-output analysis. As I mentioned, my main focus is on manufacturing and on industrial policy. So my main research suggests that subsystems and manufacturing subsystems continue to have a very important role for the world economy. And there was a significant shift of manufacturing activities and related services from major developed economies like China and other emerging countries. But what is important is that the manufacturing has a really strong tradition, like in countries like Slovakia and also in the rest of the Danube region. And besides Slovakia, these include Germany, Czech Republic, Hungary, and it's very important, especially in the case of automotive industry. And we also know that nowadays the world deals with the specific issues connected to automation, to digitalization, and it is related to almost all activities. Also, the boundaries among industries fade, and the face of the current manufacturing keeps changing all the time. So therefore, my results suggest that the manufacturing and its jobs still matters, and it's very important to support them. And it's also about integrating in new manufacturing subsystems and new markets, even though that they are outside our territories. This also represents one of the major challenges of new industrial policies. So what's necessary is that we need some ambitious industrial strategies for the EU to be able to compare and to compete with other global regions like China, India, or United States, who already made manufacturing a top priority of their political agendas. And it is very important to prepare some actions plans for the key areas of the new industrial policies. So we need to enhance the world productivity to fight climate change, strengthen the technological development, and so on. And what we need is like really proper investment plan and support from different European policies. So if you are interested in my research and you would like to see some more results, you can check my publication activities. And again, thank you very much for the prize, and also a special thank you to my husband, my family, and my colleagues for their continued support. Thank you very much again.
Gratulujem.
Ďakujem.
And we unfortunately already come to the end, not only alphabetically, but also geographically in the Danube region. Budilaska Mikola Karabiniuk from Ukraine. You're muted. You need to unmute yourself so that we can hear you.
Okay, sorry. Good afternoon, dear organizers and winners of the Danubius Young Scientist Award 2021. I'm glad to see you. It's a great honor for me to be present today and represent my researchers. My name is Mikola Karabiniuk. Now I am a senior lecturer at the Department of Physical Geography and Environmental Management, and also I am Vice Dean at the Faculty of Geography of Uzhhorod National University. Today I mainly work in the scientific field of physical geography and geoecology. I specialize in the study of the genesis, modern morphological structure, and features of the functioning of geocomplexes of mountain systems. I also pay attention to the problems of using and ecological conditions of highlands areas. My scientific work is devoted to the loss of formation and development of the modern landscape structure of highlands of the Ukrainian Carpathians under the influence of nature and anthropogenic factors, and also the peculiarities of the using of highland geocomplexes. My theoretical and methodological developments, various landscape maps and other, can be used for organization of the environmental system and recreation in the Danube region, and to determine indicators of landscape diversity and centers of development of negative processes, landslides, avalanche, erosion, and so on, in the conditions of economic activity, global climate change, and other. Thank you so much for attention, and my congratulations to well winners. Thanks.
Vitayu, thank you very much, and congratulations as well. This has been the 2021 edition of the Danubius Awards. I congratulate again all winners. Whoever wants to switch on their video is welcome to do so. So we can see the broad variety of winners, lauditors, organizers, sponsors, etc. I do not dare to say that next year we will see each other personally, because I've said that often enough and sort of cursed it with this. I'm just glad that we will be able to continue this endeavor. This thing is for sure, there will be a Danubius Awards ceremony in whatever format next year. And therefore, I would like to say thank you very much again to Minister Fassmann, Director General Weidgruber, but also to Herbert Buchbauer and Martina Hartl, who has been our cooperation partners for years and years in this endeavor. Once again, also in the background, Daniel Martinek, my colleague at IDM, who is taking care of bringing all of you together, and also, of course, to the DRC President and Director of the University of Maribor, Zdravko Kacic, as well as DRC Honorary President and member of the JRC, Miroslav Veskovic. We are living in times where the results of science and research are more and more questioned. If I look at this broad variety of scientific excellence in the Danube region, I can only hope that we have sent a clear signal that science, research, and of course, in conjunction with this, education is fundamental, but also very much present in our region. I hope that the Danubius Young Scientist Award winners will use this opportunity and bring it to the respective societies to communicate that we are very lucky to live in times where we can see and foster and also bring this scientific excellence to life. And we hopefully will appreciate a little bit more what science and research does for all of us. For instance, also bringing us here virtually together. My name is still is Sebastian Schäffer. This was the Danubius Young Scientist, Danubius Mid-Career, and Danubius Award. Congratulations again to all awardees, and hopefully see you soon somewhere in person. Take care and stay safe.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you all.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Everybody.
Bye. Thank you.